destroy a country and tear the social contract apart, you would do everything that Keir Starmer, Yvette Cooper and the Labour government are currently doing in the UK. You would run an open border policy that nobody voted for, nobody asked for. You would let more than 170,000 mainly young men from Muslim nations into the country at will. We don't know what they think, we don't know what they believe, we don't know where they're from. What we do know is they've included an assortment of murderers, rapists, and I should say alleged terrorists. You would then put those people in the heart of Britain's communities next to families and children and watch as some of those men go on to commit truly hideous crimes. Like in Epping, where an asylum seeker allegedly sexually assaulted a vulnerable girl. Or in Nuneaton, Warwickshire, where last night we discovered 2 asylum seekers allegedly kidnapped and raped a 12-year-old girl. You would then, on top of that, force the British people to pay £5.5 million every day for the privilege of putting those people up in private housing. Billions of pounds over years. You would also watch as private companies like Serco use the British people's money to outbid the British people in the housing market to give landlords more favourable contracts if they take illegal migrants over British people. You would then, instead of controlling the borders, become obsessed with controlling people's speech. You would launch a new disinformation unit in the UK state, spending your time watching what people are saying on social media rather than controlling the borders. You would then lie and gaslight to the British people. You would tell them that you're bringing down the number of asylum hotels and that you're processing more people than ever, when in reality what you're doing is you're just approving about half of all claims, if not more, and then you're hiding asylum seekers and illegal migrants in the welfare system and in private housing to try and give people the impression you're doing something about it. All the while you would force the British people to pay billions and billions in pounds to maintain this absurd policy that nobody voted for and nobody wants. And on top of all of that, every time somebody takes to the streets, because that's now the only way to voice opposition to this policy, you would call them a far-right extremist and a racist, when in reality, the vast majority of those people are mothers, fathers and grandparents who are sick and tired of watching British children being assaulted and abused by people who are breaking our laws. I'm sharing this video because I am genuinely concerned about the state of my country. I think Keir Starmer, Yvette Cooper and the Labour government are pushing this country into the abyss. They are pushing us towards civil unrest. We need to regain control of the borders, which means leaving the European Convention on Human Rights and reforming the Human Rights Act and detaining and deporting all illegal migrants. That is how you fix this crisis.